Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico from Street Scores U, and PC was broken for a while and I was out of town, but now I'm back with daily UGA Georgia Bulldogs DAGS content, man. We have so many commits to catch up on, man. I would even want to talk about some Justin Williams. We may look at some of his tape because I got a good feeling there. The linebacker that was supposed to go to Oregon. I'm getting a good feeling about KJ Bolden, but we got to catch up with everybody. We talking about Marquise Easley, Michael Uini, I think that's how you pronounce that, Nair Daniels, Daniel Calhoun, everybody that I missed since I was gone. I was in New York and everything. And again, my PC was broken before I even got a chance to go to New York. Long story short, too, the PC was officially fixed. They called me the day, like a couple of hours after I landed, and I was going to be gone for a while, so I was really upset about that. But now I'm back again, daily UGA content. I'm still doing like 2 videos a day for the regular Street Scores that's concerned with my Commanders, my Washington Commanders, but my UGA content will at least get 1 video a day. Again, first of all, I should be doing that just in general, but also I have so many commits to catch up on. We have a lot of offensive line commits to look at as well, but today we're focusing on 4-star, really, to me, and I mean, I'm willing to put money on it. By the time this whole cycle ends and we end up with the final rankings from On3 and 247, all of those guys, Jonah-Ajonye will be a 5-star. He is a 5-star player. You can't convince me that there are 5 better defensive linemen than this guy according to 247 composite, or even just 247s without their composite. You can't convince me there's 10 better defensive linemen. The way that I heard it, there's somebody, I forgot who described it this way, but I completely agree. When I heard it, I was like, yes, literally that. Somebody basically said, like, if you had to play in an odd front and you had a guy that if you needed him to play inside, like defensive tackle or edge rusher, just like an in-betweener, who would be that one player out of this entire defensive line class from all of these high school guys in the 2024 class? Jonah-Ajonye would be your guy. If it's obvious rushing downs, you have him as your edge rusher, your strong edge setter, edge rusher with huge pass rushing upside. And then if it's an obvious pass situation like 3rd and long, you kick him inside, and now you're getting a ridiculously potent pass rusher that's way quicker, faster, and longer than the guards that's trying to block him, and that's just unfair. That's immediate penetration, that's disruption, that's pressures, that's QB hits, sacks, forced fumbles, all of that. He is going to be a game wrecker. The fact that he's a 4-star, hey man, that's just a really well kept secret. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe us as Georgia, I know a lot of people feed into the ratings way too much, because I know when some people see that, oh, Georgia got another 4-star, and I know we've become spoiled lately, and you hear 4-star, you're like, but that's not a 5-star. No, this guy is a 5-star. Like, I wouldn't be surprised that when it's all said and done, he isn't one of the 3 best players we took from this class. That's including Dylan Raiola. That's including who I think we'll get in KJ Bolden. We probably will get Williams Winery. We'll probably get Justin Williams. Like, I would not be surprised if Jonah-Ajonye is one of the top 3 or 5 best players from this class. I'm telling you. You see 4-star when you look on 3 and 247, all these places. This guy is literally a 5-star. I mean, well, first of all, we're not even diving into the film session yet, but if you literally look at it, Air Nolan, who's from, he went to Langston Hughes, so he's like literally from 3 minutes away. So I'm gonna be, even though it's Ohio State, the Suckeyes, I'm gonna be rooting for Air Nolan, because anybody that's from the area, I mean, Westlake alone, I guess Malik Willis over there with the Titans, but also got Cam Newton, Adam Pac-Man Jones, AJ Terrell. We got that 2025 crazy offensive lineman that I think is going to be one of the best in this upcoming 2025 high school recruiting class as well. And then you got Air Nolan, who went to Langston, with a lot of people, mostly like rappers that y'all know, like Gunna and them. But I'm going to be rooting for him regardless, because he's literally from the area. But he's the final 5-star according to 247. They have 34 of them. Jonah-Ajonye is 3 down from that, and again, that's before we even start to get to like this senior year that everybody's about to have. He's gonna pass some of these people, I'm telling you. And like I already said, my boy Nitro Tuggle, who just transferred from his little unknown school, I think in St. Louis, Indiana. So I think it's Indiana, and he just transferred to IMG Academy. So he's literally going to be playing like against our boy Ellis Robinson the 5th, who's like a top 5 player on 3, 247. All of those guys thinks he's one of the best corners to come out of high school in years, if not the best corner to come out of high school in years. He's going to be going directly against him. And the way that Ellis Robinson Jr. looked really good against Jeremiah Smith, who everybody is saying is easily one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver prospects we've seen come out of high school in a while. And he looked really good against Jeremiah Smith, the AKA literally Julio Jones. He looked really good against him at that one camp. And so if Nitro Tuggle can do anything against Ellis Robinson, his rank is going to skyrocket. I mean, the fact that I'm still scrolling down is ridiculous. I'm telling you, Nitro Tuggle, wherever he is on this list, that 119th, I'm telling you, after this year, he just transferred to IMG Academy. After this year that he's going to have with the national spotlight, IMG Academy is one of the most watched schools. Buford, where now KJ Bolden, Edric Houston, and now Dylan Raiola goes to because he just transferred there. They're going to have big eyes on them as well. But IMG Academy is a hotbed for ridiculous talent. I mean, Ellis Robinson Jr. is literally born and raised, I think, New Jersey. Literally transferred to IMG Academy just for the spotlight. Nitro Tuggle is literally doing that. I think he's from Indiana, somewhere like that, somewhere in the Midwest. Then a very lesser known school, not great competition. I'm telling you, when he goes to IMG Academy, he's going to skyrocket. And again, my main point is Joseph Jonah-Ajonye, once people get better eyes on him, I mean, he plays in Texas, so he had a lot of eyes on him already. It's not the same story as like a Nitro Tuggle where people just didn't really get a chance to see him. People have seen Joseph Jonah-Ajonye, but first of all, he's extremely young. His weight he just keeps gaining and gaining healthy weight, great weight, like pure muscle athleticism. He's literally getting better every day. This guy won't even be 17 years old until November. So this guy, man, I'm telling you, as an early enrollee, it's going to be insane how much potential he has. But let's go ahead and dive into this film session because I've been talking to y'all too long. I'm so sorry about that. But y'all know I just go on my rants because I'm so passionate about football in general, but especially my Georgia Bulldogs, and especially a guy like Joseph Jonah-Ajonye, who literally is a 5-star in my eyes. I don't care what these people say. He's literally a 5-star to me. 6'4", 275. Come on, dog. But before we dive into this official film session, we're going to take a look at his huddle highlights and break them down and explain why I feel like he is a certified 5-star. Before we dive into all of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stiff arm that like button, make sure you stiff arm the subscription button, and stiff arm the bell next to that button so you can get a notification every time I release every single one of these videos so you're up to date. Again, I'm doing daily uploads, so at the very least check for this channel every day because I'm coming with videos every time. But man, I'm so excited about my boy Joseph Jonah-Ajonye. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the film session. Let's get it. And before we dive all the way in, I try to do this every video, the On3 industry ratings, which takes into account 247, ESPN, Rivals, or whatever. It's 44th national player. Again, he should be top 20, I think, easily. 8th defensive lineman. You can't convince me there's 7 of them better. And then the 10th player in Texas. And Texas has a really deep recruiting class this high school cycle. They usually do anyway, but you can't convince me there's 9 better players. You can argue maybe Justin Williams, his teammate. And that's the thing about Justin Williams. I can't wait. I really hope he commits to Georgia. They're literally teammates at the same school, Oak Ridge and Conroe, Texas. And Joseph Jonah-Ajonye said something very cryptic about Justin Williams helped him commit to Georgia. Sounds like we'll probably get him. I'm really hoping so. But either way, man, us getting Joseph Jonah-Ajonye was huge. And the fact that he may come as a package deal with Justin Williams, the 5-star, the best linebacker in the country, is crazy because it looks like we're probably going to lose DeMarcus Riddick to Alabama or Auburn. And to lose the 3rd ranked safety in this recruiting class, we missed out on the 2nd one in Sammy Brown. To recover from that, to bounce back from that and get the number 1 linebacker, man, that's just only something Georgia could do. But yeah, man, I'm really excited. Defensive lineman, 6'4", 275 pounds, not even 17 years old yet. Let's get to it, man. This is ridiculous, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, man? This man is different. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, my fault. Wrong one. Let's take it back right here. My fault. Let's get it. Joseph Jonah-Ajonye. We're looking at, let's get to this sophomore tape, I believe. Yeah, that was his junior tape. This is his junior tape, and he's going into his senior year. He 3 defensive linemen, good ball get off, and I mean, I like the way he wrapped around there. Would have been a little bit better bend, maybe would have gotten it sooner, but I love the hustle. Y'all know I love my players with some hustle, man. Look at the penetration. I'm telling you, these guards are not used to blocking some, because The reason you want him to play edge rusher, 275, I still think that's pretty big for edge rusher. I mean, the Georgia Bulldogs are going away from the Nolan Smiths. They're going away from that. They want the bigger guys, the Damon Wilsons, the Joseph Jonah-Ajonye's of the 275, 6'4". But at the same time, when you kick that guy inside, because he's so strong, his ceiling is limitless. It's just unfair for a guard. He's too quick. Look at the penetration. Look how he immediately just basically runs by the guy. Doesn't even take any real technique, just pure athleticism on faster, quicker, explosive off the ball. You literally can't even get hands on me. I'm in the backfield before the play even starts. The quarterback and the running back don't even understand what just happened type of stuff. I just got to see it one more time. Let's take it back to the beginning of the play. And my boy Joseph Jonah-Ajonye, man, how did he get through? So, like, come on, guard. Step in front of the man or something. Bro. Georgia got us a steal, man. This is gonna be one of my favorite highlight tapes that we look at, man. I'm telling y'all, we really got one here, bro. And it was the worst kept secret ever that he was gonna commit to Georgia, but I'm so happy he did. He keeps working. All right, now let me look at the punch. Let me be analytical. Let's see. Let's see. First engagement. Okay, the guy's head didn't jerk, so it wasn't like a crazy punch, but he's clearly mutilating this guy. This guy looks lost. He looks like he doesn't even want to be out there anymore. He's just getting hands to the face, hands to the chest. And Joseph Jonah-Ajonye, again, the hustle. I love the hustle. This guy has been highly touted. Everybody's been talking. I mean, you know, as a kid, especially a 16-year-old kid, people always talking to you, trying to get in your head. You're a star. You're elite. Georgia wants you. The back-to-back national champs want you. You are a 4-star player. You're one of the best in the country, one of the best and one of the best recruiting states for the talent of just period in all of the world. And so, you know, people are always telling them that stuff, and a lot of the great players let it get to their head and they take plays off. They don't hustle. They're like, I'll ball out next play and probably get a sack. There's no reason for me to run down this play. I love it. And these are the type of guys Georgia's recruits. Georgia doesn't care how good you are if you don't have the right mentality. If you're not a worker, a film session guy, a first guy in, last guy out, a guy that's hustling every play, giving it your all every single play. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you're not that guy, Kirby Smart and the Georgia staff literally don't want you. Joseph Jonah-Ajonye checks all of the boxes. A high floor because he's already really good. The ceiling is crazy. You can argue easily one of the highest ceilings out of this entire high school class, the 2024 class. The reason he's a 4-star right now, some people may argue because of his floor. But if we're talking ceiling, I think his floor is a 5-star as well. But if we're talking ceiling, he easily has one of the highest ceilings out of this entire recruiting class. And then the work ethic on top of that, man. All right, so 3 defensive linemen, 5 offensive linemen, 3 defensive linemen. He's on the edge, one-on-one, active hands, not necessarily the best technique, but to run this play down from behind and get the play, man. I love it. It's interesting that he wears 99 as an edge rusher. Again, you can kick him inside, and I want us to do that a lot. But I think he'll primarily be an edge rusher more than anything else, a 5-tech more than anything else. But you can play him at some 4. You can play him inside or outside the tackle, whatever you want to. But I think he'll be outside more times than not. But I don't think it's going to be a huge difference in split. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 60-40, 70-30. Most edge rushers, it's like literally 99-1. Or maybe 90-10. I think he'll be like 60-40 probably. But we'll see how Georgia wants to use him. But either way, right now he's inside. And look at the explosion, man. Look at the penetration. Look at him compared to everybody else. The ball get off. He's one of the last ones to pop up. And he's one of the first ones to get through. I mean, he turned the offensive lineman into a turnstile. The running back didn't even want to try to block him. He didn't want smoke. And then now the other running back has to suffer for it. This is a guy that penetrates from the inside. And I'm telling y'all, I know edge rusher has been the wave for a really long time as far as getting to the quarterback. But pressure up the middle right in the quarterback's face is one of the scariest things for a quarterback to deal with. That's why Aaron Donald has been so scary. That's why Jalen Carter is going to put fear and to give quarterbacks nightmares. And sadly, as a Commanders fan, I got to deal with that playing the Eagles twice a year. That interior pressure is a whole different level, man. First of all, you're closer to the quarterback. Instead of having to go around and then take an angle to the quarterback, you're a direct line. The quarterback is just a couple of steps away from you, and pressure up the middle to the quarterback's face that he can see it. Even if you don't actually get there, you scare the quarterback enough to make him hesitate, make him run with the ball, make him take a sporadic throw attempt. Like, it's so much more disruptive than the edge rusher. The edge rusher still very potent, and I understand why they're still paid better than the interior defensive linemen overall. I mean, especially to catch a quarterback off guard. They don't even see you coming blindside, swat the ball out their hands, strip sack, big play. But interior defensive line pressure, I'm telling you, if you ask any quarterback in the NFL right now what they fear the most, interior pressure or edge pressure, it's got to be that interior pressure, and that's what he brings to you. He's 3-tech right here. Get that guy off. Look how strong his hands are. Again, I'm still looking for some pop. When he engages with people, it's not a big like jolt going through their body. I'm not seeing that just yet. We can coach that. We could easily coach that into him, and I think that changes the whole game. That's gonna take him. I think if he had that, he probably would already be a 5-star. That's probably what people look at and be like, we need to improve there. But everything else, man, first of all, he's stronger than this guy. I think his arms are longer. He has control over the situation. Look at that. As soon as Jonah-Ajonye decides that he doesn't want to deal with this block anymore, he's throwing a grown man, a huge offensive lineman, looks like bigger than him, weighs more than him, to the ground like that, and then makes the tackle. You see, you saw that momentum that the running back had, and then was Jonah-Ajonye touches him, he just gets engulfed. All the momentum dies, all of the fire just flames out, just sizzles out. That's amazing, dog. He has a ridiculous amount of strength to him. Again, and then I think was that him that just blocked that kick? Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, let's see. I don't even know what this play is. Let's look and see what he's doing. Okay, he ran the play down. He didn't give up on it. He could have gave up. He could have been like, this play is beyond me. This is special teams. I'm a 4-star recruit. Georgia wants me. Why am I even playing on special teams? But the fact that he made that play, I love it. Now we have 4 defensive linemen, 5 offensive linemen. He's the edge rusher. Again, look how long he is. I love the stance. And then just that penetration. I don't know what's going on. Is he putting offensive linemen in a trance? He looks very explosive, but this whole walking right by them immediately, do they just not expect him to be as strong as he is, man? This is, oh my God. And then the one-handed arm wrap tackle. Again, that running back had all this momentum to take off, and all it took was one arm from Jonah-Ajonye, one arm on the offensive lineman, keep off of me, and then the other arm, come here, running back. I need that. I need that. Like, come here. Engulfed, consumed. Like, this is ridiculous, man. All right, we got him back into the interior, back at 3-tech, 4 defensive linemen. I wish he would explode more and attack the offensive lineman a little bit more rather than just kind of getting up and standing up. But he's so strong. His hands are so active. He gets rid of the guy and runs the play down anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. And then back 3-tech again, interior defensive lineman. Again, let's see. See, he doesn't really explode forward like that, but it just doesn't. It seems like it doesn't matter. He gets away with it because once he engages, his arms are so long. He has great hands to the point that he engages the guy and he gets rid of them whenever he wants to. Right now, he's pursuing the play from behind. Great heads-up play. There were like potentially 2 or 3 guys that could have had this ball. He tracked down it. The quarterback kept it and made the play immediately rather than running past him. Now he's back to being the edge rusher in the 4 defensive lineman stance. Little stutter step, little thing trying to. Okay, and then he's staying with keeping his head up, so he shows some 2-gapping ability right there. I like the ability to 2-gap because Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, a lot of those dominant programs love for their defensive linemen to 2-gap. Just go heads up with the offensive lineman, see if you need to protect your left shoulder or your right shoulder. When in doubt, if you're the right defensive end, you need to protect that edge more above all else. That's your primary responsibility. But if you're 2-gapping, you're keeping your head up like he's doing now, keeping your hand on the offensive lineman. So whenever whoever has the ball makes a move, you're ready to counter it. And that's what he did right there. So very good heads up play, very athletic, all in one ball of a play. I really appreciate it. Now he's back to interior defensive line once again. And then, oh my God, gets rid of the center, the guard, whoever that is, immediately. Again, I wish we could see some more of that. So it is the center. I want to see right here, this guy just get like rail gunned, like a jolt through his body like they were using a defibrillator. I want to see more of that from him. If I had one real critique from him, one real honest critique, it's that. I love everything else he has going on. The athleticism, the speed, the ball get off. I would like that a little bit better, but that's still good. The explosiveness, how he engages, he's active hands. He doesn't have the best pass rush moves, but we're talking high school players here. I'm not expecting him to be Nick Bosa with all kinds of counters and moves in his bag, but he has very active hands. He doesn't give up even when he's blocked a little bit. He's able to get rid of the guy anyway. He has so many positives. If I had to take away one negative, it's that, man, I want to see you like literally just punch this guy, like put fear in his heart off of first contact, throw him off, make him dizzy, disoriented. He's not doing that, but at the same time, his arms are so long. He's so strong. His hands are so strong that he has full control over the situation. And he's throwing guys that are bigger than him, heavier than him, away like that. Like, come on, bro. This man is different. Wait till he gets that electric punch, that rail gun type of punch. I'm telling y'all, it's going to really be over with. And if anybody can get it out of him, it's this Georgia coaching staff, man. I'm telling you, it can get real ugly. 3 defensive linemen, 5 3 defensive linemen, 5 offensive linemen. Again, I don't think I saw the punch there. But once again, does it matter? Because he has hands on the offensive lineman. He is in control of the situation. I'm done playing sumo with you. I'm done wrestling with you. Let me get rid of you. I'm going to throw you this way, little boy. And then you think, oh, okay, so now I need to move my weight the other way to get myself back. Oh, no, I'm going to bring you this way. Oh, you want to go this way so bad? Let's bring you that way since you want to go that way so bad. I tried to throw you this way, but you tried to go that way so bad, so we're just going to bring you that way. And the fact that he's just... This is manipulation. He's controlling grown men like little boys. And he's just unblocked. At that point, there's nobody blocking him. He's getting rid of offensive linemen so bad that it doesn't even look like that was their responsibility. Let's take it back. Like, at this point right here, you just can't even tell. If I would have started the clip right here, you wouldn't have even known that he was supposed to be blocking him. How bad this got. I'm telling y'all, man, this is a game record. He's going to be one of those guys that gets those sacks and those strip fumbles, those impact plays, them disruption plays that we're gonna need every game. That, man, we really need to get off the field right now, 3rd down. He's gonna be the one to get back there and disrupt the whole play, to hit the quarterback's arm, to force an incompletion or an interception, to sack the quarterback even. He's one of them guys. Edge rusher, 4 defensive. All right, so there we go. That was a little bit more of the pop that I wanted, but he also started off from a lower base. He had a little bit better knee bend and everything. So when he engaged this time, the head popped back a little bit better. His hands are a little too high, almost getting a little face masky right there, almost a penalty, but still completely in control of the situation. The offensive lineman has no control over this situation. Jonah-Ajonye owns him, and when he's ready to get rid of him and he's done playing with him, playing with his food, he gets rid of him. Edge rusher again. Now, to critique, I would have preferred just body-wise. If you're setting the edge, if you're responsible for the left edge, your body shouldn't be facing this way. His body needs to be this way. Like, he needs to do like a whole 180. Like, if anything, his left leg needs to be to the left of our screen and his right leg needs to be the right of our screen. It's kind of the opposite. The tight end or offensive lineman, whoever this is, did a good job of getting to his outside shoulder. Only problem is Jonah-Ajonye is a grown man at 16 years old already. May have even been 15 in this clip. You never know, because he's waiting to turn 17. This is his junior highlights. He's about to be a senior. But it doesn't matter. Jonah-Ajonye is so explosive and powerful and strong. Just a straight grown man at 16. That Nigerian blood ain't no joke. And Georgia has clearly realized that, because we're recruiting Nigerian players left and right, that it doesn't matter. He's able to still set the edge just by penetrating so much. You would prefer ideally, and then when he goes to Georgia, he's going to be playing against way better offensive linemen. And that's the thing about Georgia too. Iron sharpens iron, man. All of these offensive linemen that I listed earlier before the intro, and all of these defensive linemen that we're bringing in, if anything, they're only going to make each other better. Going against Nair Daniels, Daniel Calhoun, and Marquise Easley, Michael Uini, and all of these guys, and Malachi Tolliver, all of these guys on a daily basis, is only going to make Jonah-Ajonye better. Same thing for the offensive linemen. Going against Jonah-Ajonye, Jordan Hall, Michael Williams, all of these guys, we can go on forever. We have so many more first rounders in the pipeline. Go ahead to the NFL draft within the next couple of years. It's ridiculous. They're only gonna make each other better, man. That's what makes me so excited. But so he's gonna be playing against better competition than what he's doing in high school right now. When he goes to Georgia, he may not be able to get away with this, but who knows? Maybe he's just this severe, ridiculous man-child and he can get away with it at Georgia in college, even just like he did in high school. But we just want to improve the technique. We want a more heads-up player. I don't know if the coach told him to do that, but if at Georgia, we're gonna want you to set the NFL. We're gonna want you to set the edge, so you need to move your body differently, man. Instead of your left foot should be to the left side of the screen. Like, his left foot should be here and his right foot should be here, basically. Instead of just completely square, and if anything, the complete opposite coming that way. You need to be this way going up to set that edge. But it's cool though, because it doesn't matter. He's a man-child. He's a freak of nature, and he finds a way to make the play anyway without even technically having the edge, which is insane. Now he's back as the 3 tech and a 4 defensive lineman, And I mean, just complete control of the situation. I didn't see the punch again, just to be a overly harsh critic of a guy that I really like. And I mean, you honestly right here, you couldn't even exactly tell who has control of the situation. But if I know Jonah-Ajonye like I do know him, if I know Jonah-Ajonye like I know him, I know even though it doesn't look great right now, he's gonna find a way to take control over the situation. His arms are longer, he's stronger, all of that. And eventually he takes over. He gets rid of the guy whenever he's ready. And it's not like a full-blown ragdoll like he was doing to the other offensive lineman. But at the end of the day, he was able to shed that block and make the play. Heads-up play. Again, two-gapping. This is what he's two-gapping right here. I think if he wanted to penetrate sooner, could have done a swim move, a club, or whatever, got through sooner. But right now, he's just trying to keep his head up. He's fighting with the offensive lineman, keeping his head up. If the running back were to come through this gap, I have all of the confidence in the world that Jonah-Ajonye would have gotten rid of the offensive lineman to go here. But he's a heads-up, very smart player. I mean, the fact that the ceiling is sky high, it's limitless. And then on top of that, he's a smart player already. Again, at the oldest in this clip, 16 years old, potentially, maybe even 15. I mean, the fact that he's that smart to make the heads-up play, to have the ability to two-gap right there is amazing. I'm telling y'all, this is a star in the making, y'all. Oh, I love this angle, too. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, unblocked, but look at the athleticism. Look at the athleticism. That quarterback is half his weight, and he was keeping up right with him, man. Oh, my Lord. That's unfair. Good throw, though. All right, now he's back to the interior offensive lineman. Defensive tackle looks like 3-tech. Okay, good slap. Okay, you're sumo wrestling. And now he's just decided that he wants to get rid of him, and he did. Great dip. Okay, a little bit of bend. I love that dip. I love the dip. Get under him. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. I slapped your hands away and I ducked. So there's no way you can get hands on me. What do you block? At that point, you'll be holding on to me. And it's unfair at that point. I'm there to my long arms to grab the guy. Space Jam arms. Final scene of Space Jam arms to wrap him up. I love it, man. Come here like Scorpion. All right, we got him, edge rusher again on the 4 defensive linemen. Look at the hand. Look how active the hands were. Whoo, that boy looked like Ip Man with the little wooden thing where he move, move. Come on now. Look at that. Get off me. No hands on me. I'm there to make the play. Whoo, boy, he finally went up against a guy that's like clearly bigger than him, and that guy was clearly outmatched. Look at the hand technique. Oh my God, get off me. Yeah, boy, you can't get no hands on me. You don't control this play. I control the play. And now we have him as, I'm assuming he's the edge rusher at the top of the screen. And yeah, good play. Another 2-gap kind of play where he's just sitting here kind of playing with his food, but he's supposed to. His main goal is to keep his head up and not allow the running back, whoever the ball carrier may be, even if it's the quarterback, to go to his outside or his inside. He's responsible for both gaps. That's why it's called 2-gapping. He decides, okay, the ball carrier is coming to my right side, so let me get to the right side, move the offensive lineman over there, get rid of him, and go ahead and make this play. I love it, man. I'm telling you, this is a special one. I'm trying to, man. I don't know who else needs to hear this, but I'm telling you, this guy is going to be different. I'm so convinced of it. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Please get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about the Jonah-Ajonye commit. Are you just as excited as I am? Do you view him literally as a 5-star like I do? I don't care what it says on all of these rankings. He is a 5-star. And like I said, I would bet money that by the end of this cycle, by the time everybody's like signing day and all of that, everybody's signing to their teams officially, no longer committing, but officially signing, I wouldn't be surprised by then he's a 5-star according to all of these rankings. I'm telling you, after another season with the bright lights on him, especially if Justin Williams commits to us, and then everybody's going to be watching him because that's 2 back-to-back champion commits on the same team playing in Texas against high-level competition. I'm telling you, he's going to be right there with Justin Williams as a 5-star. He may not be rated the #1 defensive lineman like Justin Williams is rated the #1 linebacker, but he is literally a 5-star. Don't feed into the rankings too much. I love looking at the rankings. I literally look at them every day. I just marvel at the fact that we're the #1 recruiting team right now and could potentially end up with the best class ever, especially with your KJ Bolin, Williams, Nawari, and all of these guys. And you never know, maybe flip Jeremiah Smith, maybe Ryan Wingo, Mike Matthews will still in it for them. I don't know. But either way, I mean, I look at the ratings literally every day. I can't go a day without looking at 247 on 3, and not only just us to see who we have and look at the rankings like us #1 Ohio State. I'm looking at the players. I'm going all the way down to the hundreds. I'm one of those guys that spends like hours looking at the rankings every day. But at the same time, as fun as it is to look at them, don't put too much faith into it, because when in doubt, trust Georgia. The back-to-back champions, the guys with the ridiculous coaching staff that just develop players like nobody else, puts more players into the NFL than any other program over the past 5 years, especially the last 2, set literally an NFL record for the most players drafted by one school in NFL draft recently. It was that 2 years ago or last year. Either way, if when in doubt, trust them over these, recruiting ranking places like 247 on 3, because at the end of the day, they can't see everybody, they can't get everywhere. They're way further short staffed than you probably think as a fan. Like, a lot of y'all don't know that it's really not a lot of these people that are working on these rankings. When in doubt, trust Georgia, who are the back-to-back champions. If anybody that you should believe in, that's why a lot of people say trust and watch the offers. Don't pay attention to the fact that they're a 3-star. Look at the fact that Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State want this one guy. Ignore the fact that he's a 3-star. If Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State want this guy, he's probably better than a lot of the 4-stars that 247 and on 3 have rated as 4-stars. Because you gotta trust the offers. You gotta watch the offers, man. I'm telling you. When it comes to commits, you gotta watch the visits, and when it comes to how good a player really is, I would truly trust the offers more than I trust these rankings. And at the end of the day, if Georgia offers them, I don't care if it's a 0-star, you better believe them. After Stetson Bennett, after Lab McConkey, I mean, we can go on forever, bro. Like, all of these random 2-stars, 3-stars, no stars that Georgia, they find them in, like, I don't care what 247 on 3 ranks these guys. We think they can be great, and then not only do we see the talent, we're great scouters, but we're also great developers, and that's the most important thing. We develop these guys to be great. So when in doubt, man, trust Georgia. Don't pay attention to the fact that these guys are 4-stars, 3-stars, or whatever. I mean, if we get a 5-star, great, but don't put too much stock into it, bro. Follow the offers, bro, at the end of the day. And when in doubt, follow Georgia, if anything. So, hey, man, trust me on this one. Jonah-Ajonye is definitely a 5-star player. I don't care what these rankings say. It's basically my main point. But, yeah, man, I appreciate all the support, man. Shouts out to all of y'all. I really appreciate the support. I'm working on this channel, getting monetized again. I'm doing daily content, so stay tuned, because we're going to get to the point where we have sponsors just like my other channel, all of that stuff. So make sure you stiff arm that like button, stiff arm that subscription button, and the bell next to it, so you get a notification every time I release one of these, because, again, I'm on a tear. Daily UGA content, daily film sessions, all of that. So stay tuned, because I have more content coming even beyond just these film sessions. So far, I've just been doing a whole bunch of film sessions, but we're working on more than that in the future as well. So stay tuned. Without further ado, I'm out, man. Appreciate y'all.